I hope you guys are ready for the best shrimp tacos ever because these are a serious flavor explosion. Inside the tacos, you've got spicy chipotle shrimp layered on top of creamy avocado slices and my highly addictive cilantro lime bacon slaw. And then they're drizzled with a zesty and tangy lime crema. It's all of the most delicious and fresh flavors mixed together with the perfect amount of spice and heat. But there is one drawback to this recipe, and that's that you're not likely to have leftovers. These get devoured instantly. So let me show you how to make them. To get started, preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit because we're gonna make some bacon. Now, I know you might be scratching your head and saying, wait, bacon in shrimp tacos? And the answer is yes. It's actually part of my cilantro lime bacon slaw, and you are gonna love it. So place 8 ounces of bacon, which is usually 8 slices, on a parchment-lined baking sheet side by side, and then place that in the oven. This is the easiest method for cooking crispy bacon, and I actually have a separate recipe for this on my website if you ever want to refer back to it. Then cook that bacon for about 18 to 20 minutes or until it's crispy. While the bacon is cooking, you can make the lime crema, and you'll need the zest and juice from 1 lime. Always make sure to zest before you juice, because if you try it the other way around, it's not very easy. And I'm using a Mexican lime, which has about 2 tablespoons of juice. And once I've got all that out, I will add both the juice and the zest to a small bowl. To that, add 1 minced garlic clove and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which is usually a good 3-finger pinch, and 8 ounces of sour cream, and then give it all a stir. I just love this combination of creamy and tangy lime flavor, and if you happen to have any leftovers after you're done with the shrimp tacos, you are gonna wanna drizzle this on everything. At this point, the bacon is sizzling and crispy, so I'll remove that from the oven and then transfer the bacon to a paper towel-lined plate to dry. But this is where my willpower is always challenged because the smell of crispy bacon is one I usually can't refuse. So 1 piece of bacon always somehow manages to find its way to my mouth and not into the final recipe. But I say that's the privilege of being the cook, don't you agree? All right, let's move on to the rest of the slaw. You'll need 1/4 of a medium-sized cabbage, so just slice the cabbage in half, then into quarters and remove the core. Then use your large chef's knife to very thinly slice the cabbage up and transfer it to a large bowl. And if you're wondering what to do with the remaining cabbage that you have, just a reminder that I have several tasty cabbage recipes on my website. Next, you'll need about 2 cups, not packed, of cilantro leaves. If you grab a good-sized bunch from the market, that's usually enough. Then roughly chop it up and add it to the bowl. And once your bacon is dried and crispy, just crumble all of that, or what you have left of that, into the bowl as well. The dressing for this slaw is really easy. It's just 3 tablespoons of lime juice and 2 tablespoons of olive oil, along with about 1/2 teaspoon each of salt and pepper. Once that's all in the bowl, give it a stir, and that is your super simple but amazingly delicious cilantro lime bacon slaw. So now that the toppings are done for the shrimp tacos, let's move on to the main ingredient, which is the shrimp. Peel and devein 1 pound of shrimp and add them to a medium-sized bowl, along with 1/2 teaspoon of chipotle powder, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, and a little bit of salt and pepper. This simple seasoning will give a bit of heat and smokiness, and to get it to stick to the shrimp, add 2 tablespoons of olive oil and then toss it all together. Heat a pan on medium heat, add the shrimp, and try to get them all in a single flat layer in the pan. Shrimp cook really quickly. They only need about 1 to 2 minutes per side, and you don't want to overcook them or else they'll turn a bit rubbery. So once they've turned orange and opaque on one side, give them a flip with tongs and cook them on the other side for another 1 to 2 minutes or until they're cooked through. And by the way, you can always just make these spicy shrimp on their own and top them on a variety of other recipes as well. All right, let's assemble these shrimp tacos. Just place 1 or 2 tortillas on a plate, and I'm using my homemade cassava flour tortillas, but any tortillas will work. Then add a portion of the cilantro lime bacon slaw to each tortilla and add a few slices of fresh avocado. As an alternative to fresh avocado, you could always add a dollop of guacamole as well. Then add several chipotle shrimp to each taco, and you can just sort of nestle them on top and finish them off with a drizzle of the lime crema. This shrimp taco recipe really is the best. It's always the first thing to disappear on Taco Tuesdays, and everyone just loves the spicy heat from the shrimp, the cooling and crunchiness from the slaw, the little surprise flavor boost from the bacon, and the creamy tanginess from the avocado and lime crema. And you can always give that lime flavor a boost with a little extra squeeze before serving. I hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your family and friends, and I will see you again in the next video.